so we are going to be talking about eyebrows. Eyebrows are a super big deal, and I always love when I get to talk to someone who's maybe not super comfortable with doing their eyebrows, an eyebrow virgin, if you will, someone who's never really put any product or color in their eyebrow before. Often they go into a lesson feeling maybe a little nervous around the idea of eyebrows and, you know, worried that they're going to look like Bert and Ernie and that they're going to be these big crazy things on their face and it's going to look super fake. And so I'm here to show you some few like tips and tricks on how you can do your eyebrows in a way that's going to have you falling in love with filling in your eyebrows, and also hopefully help you to understand that it doesn't need to be scary or hard. So I started off this video with a clean face. I don't have any makeup on my face, none at all, and particularly of interest, nothing in my eyebrows. So I'm gonna do my makeup and then I'm gonna leave the eyebrows till the very end, and I'm just gonna show you a few simple steps that you can take to really elevate your eyebrow game, all right? So let's get started. So that was a quick, dramatic, glam, smoky eye look. But you can see I'm missing my eyebrows. So I haven't filled in my eyebrows, which feels really weird for me because I am used to always doing my eyebrows right away. It's one of the first things I always do when I do my makeup. So, so let's get some eyebrows on. First things first, comb through the brows. So give them a little comb. I love these little guys. I call them a brow tamer. They're also known as spoolies. Really useful little tool to have. Definitely an essential part of any well-stocked makeup bag. So comb through the brows. Get them going in the right direction. Make sure there's no little bit of makeup or anything stuck in there. And then the simplest thing you can do is just use powder on its own. But I'm going to show you a slightly more elevated brow. But know that you can skip the pencil step and just do the powder on its own if you want a little bit of a quicker, softer look. I find powder on its own is great if you are newer to doing your eyebrows or if you just want something really soft and natural. Otherwise, my favorite style of eyebrow is combining brow pencil with some brow shadow together. And then I'm going to show you one little final trick that's really fun for eyebrows. So first things first, we're just going to use our brow pencil. I'm using my pencil in shade Blonde. Because I'm blonde, you want your brow pencil to tell a consistent story as to what's going on with the rest of your coloring. So if you're more fair or have, you know, a little bit more sort of silvery platinum hair, then typically blonde is the pencil for you. If you've got a little bit more warmth to your hair, a bit of red, taupe is a really nice shade. And then if you are one of our darker haired beauties, then brunette is the way to go. All right, so all we're gonna do here is just do tiny little strokes to fill in the brow. And I always like to teach to not fill in the very immediate corner of your eyebrow. Wait to do that. Don't try to go in with the pencil. It looks too harsh. And I always call this the danger zone. This is where we run into a lot of trouble often with our eyebrows. So just kind of skip that first very little inner row of hairs. And don't be scared to overdraw a little bit, especially if you've done bigger eye makeup like what I've done. It looks really appropriate and balanced to have a bigger eyebrow. It helps to frame the face. And always remember, it's just makeup. If you get too carried away and you have an eyebrow halfway down your temple, you just take your finger and kind of wipe it off. So don't be scared to overdraw a little bit. Okay, and just following the natural shape of the brow. Okay, so you can see the difference there already, and I'm gonna just give that a quick comb through just to soften it, make sure everything's looking good. All right, so big difference right there already. I don't typically recommend pencil on its own. Some women, if you've got pretty full brows already, you can get away with just using pencil because you don't really see the pencil on the skin. But if you're a little bit more fair, like myself, you know, if you've got more blonde hair or fairly sparse eyebrows, I find pencil on its own can often look very makeup-y. You can really see sort of the wax of the pencil. So typically I wouldn't just use pencil solo. I would always pair up pencil with another brow product such as shadow, brow shadow over top of it. So the other brow here, try our best to get them symmetrical. Part of the magic of makeup, of course, is that we can help to create symmetry in our features where we might not naturally have it. But don't get too hung up on it either. Eyebrows, sisters, not twins. No one's face is perfectly symmetrical. And so you can drive yourself crazy trying to perfectly match your eyebrows. Just, you know, do your best to get them as symmetrical as you can. But don't agonize too much over it. Okay. All right, so that's pencil on its own, which looks good, but you know, like I said, it looks even better if you put a bit of brow powder over top of it. So now we're gonna switch over and use a brow brush. This is my brow brush. It's a stiff, coarse, angled brush. It's much stiffer and thicker than anything you would ever want to use on your eyes. So it's different than an eyeliner brush, although it looks kind of similar because it's got that angled brush head on it. All right, and then we're gonna go in with brow powder, and I'm using shade Desert Brown. This is one of my favorite shades. It's a really good versatile neutral brown. I find it works for a lot of us blondies out there. All right, so I'm just gonna pick up a bit of that color right on the tip of the brush there, and I'm just gonna trace over what I did with that pencil. And now, so I'm starting in the middle of the brow, and then now with an almost clean brush, I'm gonna go and hit that inner corner of the brow, and that gives a nice kind of soft, almost sort of like ombre effect to the eyebrow. Because we still wanna fill in that inner corner, but we just don't want it to look really harsh and angry. Sometimes the inner corner of the eyebrows can be so squared off, and you know, they can just kind of give us a little bit of a sort of an angry, intense look that we're not necessarily intending to go for. Especially in this style of eyebrow. You know, my style of brow tends to lean more to a natural, classic beauty brow, as opposed to, you know, the more sort of trendy, really angular, blocky, very square eyebrow. So again, lots of different ways of doing eyebrow, but this style I find is one of the most sort of universally flattering, the way I'm teaching, and tends to just, you know, it tends to look the most natural, which I think is important with makeup. All right, so you can see that it's darkened it up even more. And what does eyebrows really do for us? You know, it makes such a difference to our features. Certainly when we've got a full face of makeup on, like what I've got on right now, makes a huge difference. But, you know, because to have this dramatic, heavy makeup and then no eyebrows looks very unbalanced. But let's say you haven't even done any other makeup. Doing your eyebrows is, in my opinion, the quickest way to look super pulled together. You know, to have that more polished look that a lot of us is after. I really think a lot of the magic is in the eyebrows. So I'm gonna give this one more comb. Okay, all right, so it's starting to look pretty finished. Got the eyebrows on, eyes are done, cheeks, lips, got the whole look going on. And I'm just gonna show you one other fun little thing that you can play with eyebrows. So this is a tinted brow gel. Think of it almost as mascara for your eyebrows. So this one is in shade Brunette. I also have a shade Blondie, which is a little bit lighter, but for what I'm gonna be doing tonight, this style of makeup, it looks fun to have the little bit darker shade. So again, it looks kind of like a mascara wand. You can use this on its own if you want just a really quick, soft, very natural looking brow. It'll give you the appearance, it's very similar to as if you've had your eyebrows tinted. So I have quite a few clients that love this and have long stopped bothering to go and have to go get their eyebrows tinted. They just use this stuff. You just kind of comb it through the brow and it lasts until you wash your face. And so I love this on like really quick days when I really don't feel like hardly having any makeup on at all. I'll comb this through an otherwise naked eyebrow with no other makeup in it. But what I'm going to show you tonight is how to use this product in a little bit more of a kind of fashion forward, a little more kind of advanced makeup tip. And I believe this style of eyebrow has been referred to in kind of the fashion circles as the boyfriend brow. So we can call it the boyfriend brow. I just like to call it a really done up, very polished looking eyebrow. So using this brow gel, I'm gonna go over my eyebrow that I've already done pencil and a little bit of brow shadow in. I'm gonna go through with this brow gel now and comb up the first little hairs there so they look kind of bushy, sort of like a man's eyebrow, hence boyfriend brow. So just combing that up. And then because it's tinted, it's going to add a little more depth and intensity to the brow. And the gel is going to help to sort of essentially glue the hairs in place so they stay put. So if you're someone who also kind of struggles with slightly unruly eyebrows that seem to go in every single direction, you'd probably also really like brow gel. It's a nice way to keep the brows groomed and in their place. And then I'm just gonna go quickly through the rest of the brow here. I'm not gonna really comb up the rest of the brow. I'm just sort of smoothing it in the typical shape that I like, kind of off to the side here. So again, just gives you that little extra kind of pop. All right, there you have it. Beautiful, wonderful eyebrows. Again, final parting comments here with brows. It is, once you get comfortable doing eyebrows, it can almost be like an eye lift using your makeup. It does such a difference to help kind of raise up all your features. It makes your eyes look bigger. It helps you to look polished. And with a little bit of practice, it will very quickly become part of your everyday routine. I 100% assure you. All right, until next time.